Good morning, Giants. Welcome to Wake Up with Giants TV. Have you ever wondered why you're always committed even when you think you're not? We are totally committed to this show on YouTube, but not on Facebook today because for some reason it's not streaming to Facebook.
Because
Thanks.
we're not there. Yeah, I talked to StreamYard this morning and they're trying to get it fixed, but here we are. This is our workaround.
Hashtag replay on Facebook.
Hashtag replay. Yep.
Uh,
I'm going to start off with something awesome, dude.
YouTubers go to Facebook when you can, though. Join the
Yeah,
tribe of giants.
that's a good place to start.
Let's start with this too.
He didn't fall? Inconceivable! You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
you keep using that word. I do not think it means what you think it means.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. That's the best show. Commitment. We use it. We use that word all the time, and we use it in the frame of agreement, right? I'm committed. Yeah, I'm committed, right? I'll be there. I'll do that. I'm committed to that. Well, commitment is the etymology on it. I love the etymology. Means to send forward with a mission. It's basically to do something. So if you're doing something, you're committed. If you're not doing it, you're not committed to it. And it's really that simple. And so there's never a time when you're not committed. And when I say that, here's what I mean with it is that we are committed to one thing or we're committed to another thing, but we're never not committed because we're always doing something. So whatever we're doing is the thing that we're committed to. And so somebody might say, I'm committed to growing my business, yet they sit around and watch TV. Well, what you're committed to is watching TV. So when you can admit that I'm committed to watching TV, then you can recognize that that's what you're committed to. That's what you're doing. And if you want to shift that, ask yourself the question, what am I committed to? Am I committed to watching TV? If that's what you're doing, yes. And if you're committed to working on your business, you're going to say yes, but you're going to be doing it. And if you're not doing it, you're not committed to it. You're committed to something else. You know, somebody might be in a relationship. They say, I'm in a relationship. I'm going to use this as an example only, right? But they have a commitment somewhere else. They're doing something else. So you're not committed to one thing, you're committed to the other thing. So just recognizing that that's what you're committed to is the thing. That's it. There's no right or wrong in it. It's just recognizing where your energy is going. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah. Steve Hardison talks about TBOLIT NFL, and that's the personal inner commitment.
Yeah.
And the level of commitment that what you're putting into something. So you start looking at where am I spending this energy? When am I spending this time? What is the I look at it a little bit more on maybe percentages, but
Yeah.
definitely if you're in a relationship, you want to be like 100% committed. You don't want to be cheating like 6% of the time.
But yeah, but
You know what I
if
mean?
you
But
could have your commitment, let's say that 80% is in the relationship. Well, 100% of that commitment is in that relationship. The other 20% might be in another commitment, which is 100% of that commitment.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I was just thinking in my head as you were talking about, like I was equating it to like my like a diet and
Yeah.
going,
Yeah.
okay, at first it takes, like my worst, like quitting smoking. You can just go cold turkey, or you can start reducing the amount of nicotine, right, that you put in your body until you get to zero, which would be 100%, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
There you go. I like that.
no nicotine. And as I was doing keto,
Yeah.
um, I actually went pretty pretty full bore. I
Yeah.
could have gone um been even stricter on the amount of like I would, my goal was like not to ever be like starving myself or be mad at keto or mad at myself
Yeah. Yeah.
for not like for just being starving all the time. So I ate when I was hungry.
Yeah.
I
You had a
I
commitment to eating
I could
when you're
have,
hungry, right?
and I could have uh, done keto in a more strict fashion, over, and probably lost weight quicker, and still probably could lose more, if I was more committed to that, I guess. But I still follow a keto lifestyle, and so, but I can understand when you talk about that, like, okay, well, I'm committed to not being hungry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So
Exactly.
I
Yeah.
can I can see inside of that going, okay, yeah. Like I'm not like as committed as I could be, or
Well,
I'm spending my commitment in other places as well.
this takes the shame out of it, man. It's like when you look at this, I'm committed to being healthy, except when I'm committed to not being healthy.
Mhm.
So I might be committed to being healthy and then go out like I did last night, go over to the store, grab a Dr. Pepper and a donut. I'm committed to the Dr. Pepper and the donut. There's no shame in that. That's just what my commitment in that moment. And
Right
then
after eating the Dr. Pepper and the do you eat the Dr. Pepper?
I
Drinking the
eat
Dr. Pepper and eat the donut? Maybe you
then
drink the donut.
yeah, I was drinking the donut.
Right after though, you can
What
shift,
blend it? Yeah.
and the commitment turns right back on to
Yeah.
eating a healthy lifestyle.
You're never not committed to something. And so who you're being dictates what you're committed to, what you're doing, right? So who your being is the one that shows up in your life. And so what is that? Who is that? Who are you being when you create this idea that I should be healthy and you don't act on the healthy part, but you act on the unhealthy part? Well, your commitment shows you that you're being the person that's committed to being unhealthy. There's no shame in that. It's just a recognition because there's an unconsciousness that goes into that. You think you're not doing anything,
Hmm.
but you are always doing something. Does that make sense? So
Mhm.
just recognizing I am doing something always. I am obviously committed to eating unhealthy. So if I am wanting to be committed to eating healthy, then I would shift to eating healthy. And then when I'm not eating healthy, then I'm back to being committed to unhealthy. And like you said, there's a time frame where it takes some switch, where eventually you're no longer eating the unhealthy, you're committed to the healthy, and that's what you stay with.
Mhm.
But there might be some in between. We are all or nothing creatures. We kind of get into the tendency of, well, I'm all in or I'm all out, and I'm shameful for being all out or even partially out. I should
Mhm.
be this. Now you're doing what you're committed to.
Inconceivable.
Inconceivable. Right? So that word commitment, you want to see what you're committed to, look at what you're doing. That's what you're committed to. There's no shame in it. That's just what you're committed to. So I remember in Universal Studios, my daughter felt a little bit sick, and I think she got nauseous from one of the rides. And so I was like, bummer, a little bit. And then I would ask myself a question: what are you committed to? Her being healthy, feeling good, or being on the rides? Because if I was committed to being
Here,
on
I'll
the
sit
rides,
right here. I'll be back.
exactly. How many times do we do that, right? And so I would ask myself that question: what am I committed to? And it was, I'm committed to having her feel good. So I shifted my focus and put my energy into doing whatever helped her to feel good.
I was
And
gonna
so we
make a joke,
rested.
and then you had all these solo pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, it's
Of
just
course,
me.
he chose his daughter. Everybody,
I,
jeez,
I'm the only one there. I don't know where's your daughter? I don't know. I was
growing up
committed to riding the
somewhere.
rides.
Paid for this ticket.
Yeah. So, there's a story that I shared from Townsend Wardlaw. He talked about his wife going to the airport and she got stuck in the security lines. And she says, I was committed to being on the plane on time. And he said, no, you weren't. And she said, yeah, I was. And he said, no, you weren't. You were committed to following the rules. And so you stayed in the line. I mean, truly, I mean, if you think about this, we're not asking anybody to break rules, but your commitment is whatever you're doing. So if you're committed to being in the line, you're in the line. But admitting that and really realizing that's what I'm committed to. Because if I was committed to be on the plane, I'd be on the plane, no matter what it looked like. So where are your commitments? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dig it.
Dig it. So be with that.
Also, as you recognize, like as you're conscious, it comes down to a lot of consciousness. Then you can take stock and inventory and see where you need to clean things up and decide what you want to be.
Yeah. There you go. And have that direct your commitments.
Yeah.
Because your being will create your life. Who you're being, your judgments of yourself and who you show up as. That's just the big question. Who's showing up to your life?
Hopefully it's you.
Which version of you is showing up to your life?
Yeah.
It's always you, and you're always committed. There you go. Okay. Any other thoughts?
Make it a freaking giant day.
Awesome. We'll see you in the next video.
Love you too.